Hello everybody, my name is Softcard and welcome back to Scrap Mechanic. Now I recommend you to check out the previous episode that I made on the Scrap Mechanic called The Box, because today we are gonna talk about that video. In my first videos I built a house because I wanted to learn the mechanics of the game, how to build and how to construct vehicles and everything else. And then I wanted to build a tank just to learn how to create tank in this game. After creating my first tank, the Tiger 1, then I focused on the tank that has a suspension system in him, because I wanted to learn how pistons works in this game and how to operate with them. And after building such a complicated vehicle, I built even more complicated vehicle. Now, I put so many modifications and so many options on this thing, so I needed to mess around with logic systems. And I learned how logic system works in this game, that I placed underneath this vehicle. And after building so many tanks, I decided to take a break of them, so I wanted to build something else and learn something else at the same time. So I decided to mess around with the controller, because I use them a lot, but I never use them fully. And after seeing the capabilities of the controller, I decided that I want to build some form of a transformer. Now, the idea of the box came out suddenly. I just decided to build a mysterious box that can turn into something even more mysterious. So I started working on this thing. Just to assemble this box, it took me about 2 hours. And I had 5 failed attempts before that. Now, when you look into the box while it's closed, you just see the mess of the wires. Complete mess. Inside there are 4 controllers that are controlling a heck of a ton of bearings and engines and everything. Just everything. And after finishing this box, the final prototype, I wanted to show that box on the video. Now I wanted to show that box on an interesting way, and that's how idea for that short video came to mind. Making that video wasn't hard at all. I made myself a script, and then I just recorded a video footage and recorded audio. Now, because I recorded everything in the single player, those 2 tanks that you see arrive at the scene were completely automated. Let me show you that. Now, this is the automated one of my Porsche Tiger, or the Tiger 1P. Now, here is the logic completely on the open. So I put all the logic here because I knew I want recorded side and it's easy to access to the changes that I need to make. Now, because everything had to be automated, everything had to be rewired. Actually, none of the engines is connected to the controls, so I'm unable to drive this thing at all. And I had 2 of them with a little bit offset timings. When I turned him on, you should see all of the timings kick into action. Now, this is a longer time just to make sure that I turn on both of them and to get myself on the recording place. Then he reversed out of the scene. And now he gets back. And that's how both of them worked. I just placed them where they needed to end up, and they reversed back into the starting position. And then when I started recording, they started moving towards their destination. Now, I know that you're all wondering in what this thing is transforming, so I don't want to let you down, so I'm gonna place myself a new viewing station, turn this thing on, and let's just watch full transformation. Now, what this is? This is an anti-air turret. Now, how you operate with this thing is simple. You just enter into the seat, place yourself in the first person camera, and now you have controls up and down for elevation angles and left and right for rotation of the turret. Let me just put the strict follow cam now. Alright, now you can fully see how this thing works. And number 5 for firing. This anti-air turret is quite devastating. I mean, what kind of airplane will even dare to come close to you when you fire with that fire rate? I mean, I can aim even higher. Now, with transforming box in mind, I also made this thing closable. So if I just turn this thing into right spot and lock those guns into 90 degrees angle, and if I switch, whoa! Alright, as I wanted to say, if I flick this switch, this thing should close itself without any problem. And also I made this thing to be able to be closed if the turret is facing any of all the 4 directions. And here it is, nice and closed. The most of the movement on this craft is just for the decoration. So when I flick this thing, you will be able to see that. Now it's interesting to see this thing opening and closing with the tool in your hand. Now, as I said, a lot of this is just for decoration. For example, the box just opens itself like a flower, the rooftop gets removed, and that's it, you have the turret. And that's it, I finished the showing of this thing. Now, this box is actually just a prototype. The true masterpiece is this box. This one. Now, just to warn you guys, this box makes a lot of lag. I'm barely moving. Okay. Alright. Now, I fill this thing to the teeth. There is almost no air pockets inside of this thing. Almost. And every part on this thing, every movement that you will see on this box has its own function. It isn't a decoration. Everything is moving because it needs to be moved. Let me first put the viewing station because when I turn this thing on, the lag will start. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's run to the position. And let's just watch this thing open. Oops. Alright. And here it is! It's an artillery piece. Now, when assembled, it's leg free, and I really don't know why. I mean, probably a lot of you already guessed that I will assemble some form of a tank. Let's see this thing in action. 3, 2, 1, fire! That actually looks good. Jesus. The speed of this thing isn't the biggest. But this is an artillery piece, it isn't a light tank. So this thing shouldn't be moved a lot. This thing should just be standing somewhere and only to move left and right to aim the gun. It has fully functional suspension system inside, so it has no problem with the terrain. And it isn't the fastest of them all, but it's functional. It has its own purpose. Just wait a second until I get back on the stage. Alright, it's a box that turns into an artillery piece and it's able to fire. Now of course this thing has to be able to close itself, so if I run at the back of the tank, flick this lever, place myself somewhere in here, you're able to see the closing sequence. The gun, the legs, the seat gets removed, all of the doors gets closed, and final closing. Oh, the leg. And here it is. Fully closable box. And now you can carry this around wherever you want. Because it's a box. Alright. This thing took an ages to build. And I wasn't recording how long I was building this thing. I wasn't recording the footage at all. I just wanted to build something. If you wanna see me build the third box, let me know in the comments down below. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you liked it. Leave a comment what should I build in the next one. In what the third box should be transformed. And see you in the next one. Bye!